y'all, what's up? It's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be doing my October hits and misses. This is getting uploaded a little bit late. I got really sick and I was really down for a week. I had some back pain, work was crazy, but I'm finally back. I am making up for lost time, so we are here to do one of my favorite videos. I'm really excited for this one. We have a lot of good hits, we have some misses, and a lot of my hits are actually random. We have a lot of random food, but there is a product in my makeup hits that I am so excited to talk about. But this intro is just going to be short and sweet, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like it and subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. But without further ado, let's get started. So let's go ahead and talk about the random food items I have been loving this month. So a lot of these food items were inspired by Juicy Jazz. She is my spirit animal. She is my favorite channel to watch. I mention her all the time, but some of them are my own. So the first one I want to talk about is HEB lactose-free milk. Hold on, before we talk about that, I do want to explain something. So I mentioned this, I believe in maybe 2 favorites videos back, that I have a problem with working out. My senior year of high school, I struggled with eating disorders, and I still kind of struggle with those demons today. So food and like healthy and exercising is a really sensitive topic for me. It is just not possible for me to go on a diet. I get into a really dark negative headspace, start thinking really negative thoughts. So something that really helps me is just to make better decisions where I can. So that is where a lot of these items stem from. So like I said, the first thing I want to talk about is HEB lactose-free milk. And I'll just insert photos right here of each item I'm talking about, because obviously I'm not going to bring food up to my beauty room. That's just weird. So I am not lactose intolerant, I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian, I just like to make better choices. And one of the choices I decided was I am a huge milk person. I love milk, so instead of milk, I don't really like soy milk. I'll drink soy milk, like vanilla soy milk. I can't drink almond milk or any kind of nut milks because I have severe nut allergies. So when I saw this lactose milk, I'm like, oh, let me give this a try, and I love it. It tastes super clean. It tastes a lot like, I'm trying to think of the milk that I'm thinking of, Fairlife. Fairlife is another milk that tastes super clean, but it is way more expensive than this lactose-free milk. This lactose-free milk just tastes super clean. I know that's a weird description, but that's the only thing I can think of. It tastes super clean, and it almost has like a sweet taste to it. So they have like whole milk, vitamin D, 2%, 1%. I will usually get the 1% low-fat milk, and I use it for everything. I will just drink it. I will put it in cereal. I will use it to make pancakes. I use it whenever I need milk. And then they also have a chocolate milk, and I love the chocolate milk. It's like, I like my chocolate milk thick. I don't know about you, but it is just thick. It tastes like, I don't know how to explain it, but so good. So I always have the 1% milk and the chocolate lactose-free milk in my fridge at all times. These next 2 products were inspired by Juicy Jazz. So these 2 products that I have been loving, the first one is by the brand Tofurky, and it is their plant-based Italian sausage. Y'all, this sausage is so good. So what I did with it is the same thing she did with it, is where I cut it up and I cooked it in pasta sauce, and I used it in pasta, like spaghetti pasta. And I made it for my husband and my mother who lives with us, and it was so good. My mother is one of the pickiest eaters. I love her to death, but Mama, you know you are. And anything that is like meatless, she usually will not try at all. And she ate it, and she said she would eat it again. And we've made it twice. We love it. This does not taste like tofu. Tofu doesn't really have a taste in general, but this just tastes like the Italian spices. Like you can taste the basil, you can taste like the tomato in it. It does not taste like it's meatless in any way. So I love it. I bought some more today in my fridge. I may make that for dinner tonight. And another thing that I put on top of it is by the brand, let me look it up. It is by the brand Red Star, and it is the Savory Nutritional Yeast Flakes. So the reason I got this was just another way to get my vitamins in, get some more health into my body. And I heard Juicy Jazz say like this is a good way to trick your mind into thinking like it's grated cheese, putting it on pasta, but you can put it pretty much on anything. You can put it on anything, you can put it on in anything. So what I've mostly done with it is like any kind of eggs I make, I'll put them in there as a seasoning. Whenever I'm making like pasta or pasta sauce, I'll put it in the pasta sauce as a seasoning. On top of spaghetti, I've put it like on there. I've put it in soups. So I try to put this in anything I can. Now it says you can put it like in smoothies and cereal. I haven't gone that far. Mostly I use it like in my meals as a seasoning or as a topping. And it's good. To me it smells kind of like, what is it? Like chicken, like chicken bouillon cubes. It smells a lot like that, but I love it, and I love it as a topping for my pasta. So lately I have been on a huge pancake kick, and I'm not sure why, but pancakes obviously aren't the best thing for you, but I found a good alternative. So this is still pancake mix, but this is the Kodiak cake, pancake, and waffle mix. So I get the standard buttermilk pancake mix, and I love it. I love it. My husband loves it. We've had pancakes on the weekends, pancakes as breakfast for dinner, and they are just so good. So what I like to do is I will either have these plain, or I will mix in some white chocolate chips. Those are like the best. So how I do it is I just pour the mix into the bowl to where I think that's enough mix for me, which is probably about half a cup, because I only like maybe a couple pancakes. And then I will add my lactose-free milk. I don't measure, I just pour both. I will add my lactose-free milk in small quantities just until the mix is nice and thick. Not too thick, you want it to be pourable, but I don't like super thin consistencies either. So I like a nice healthy medium, so I will just pour my mix in, and then I will stir my lactose-free milk in small quantities until it is mixed together. And that has been my go-to breakfast. That with a couple pieces of turkey bacon, I am good. I have one more food item. I feel like I had more, but I'm just going to talk about one today, and it is Beyond Burgers. So this is another thing I got from Juicy Jazz. She eats these all the time, so I decided to give it a try because I'm a total burger girl. I love burgers, and when I got these in the store, they look like real meat, which I've tried vegetarian burgers, I've tried Boko burgers before, and they always taste a little fake because, I mean, let's be honest, it's not real meat. But these taste like real meat. They taste so good. They already taste like they're seasoned, so you don't need a lot. I will put like garlic and herb Mrs. Dash, and this is another thing, I will put some Nutritional yeast flakes on. They are so good. I love them. My husband loves them. They come in a pack of 2, so we will either each have one, or my husband really prefers to have 2 burgers, so if I get 1 pack, I'll just keep it for him to have for dinner. There was one more food item I want to talk about, and I just remembered it. So I want to talk about tacos. So in my house, we have Taco Tuesday religiously. We never miss a Taco Tuesday. If we do, it's for a damn good reason. So we love us some tacos, and I am not giving up tacos. I will not give up tacos. And this is an item that Juicy Jazz talked about a while ago, and it has been in my fridge ever since. So this is by the brand Gardein, and these are the ultimate beefless grounds. So I get mine from Walmart or HEB. It is only $3.97, and it is a big bag of meat. If I had to guess, this is maybe almost 14 ounces of groundless beef, and it is so good. It does not taste like it's vegetarian or meatless at all. And what I do with this is I will cook this whole bag, and I use Taco Bell seasoning from the store and Taco Bell sauce. That is what I use to make my taco meat, and I love it. This is another thing where I almost feel like it has kind of like a sweet taste at the end, but not overly sweet. But I love it, and this is another thing I've gotten my husband and my mother on. What we do with tacos is some people will have tortillas. I personally have gotten into taco bowls. So I will put some of the meat in a bowl with a little bit of lettuce, with a little bit of cheese and sour cream, and I am a happy girl. Between the 3 of us, there is always a lot of leftovers of this meat, so that just goes to show you how much is in this bag. It's a big bag. I highly recommend it. They are so good. I love Gardein products. I've had their meatless, I think it is sweet and sour chicken. I've had their pork. I've had their chicken nuggets, and it is delicious. But that is it for the food, so let's go ahead and officially start into the makeup. So the first thing I want to talk about is eyeshadow palettes. I have 2 that I really love this month. The first one is by Profusion. This is the Profusion Cosmetics Mattes Eyeshadow Palette. So I use this palette to create a super simple fall makeup look for y'all, and I loved it. So what I do is I will either use this as a natural eyeshadow, or if I'm just on the run and I want a little depth in my eyelids, I will take one of these cool toned brown shades at the top and just run it in my crease for a little definition. I love it. This has been one of my go-to easy palettes to just pop in my bag if I'm going somewhere, if I have to get ready in the car, if I just need a quick eyeshadow, something. This has been my go-to palette. I love Profusion. They always do me good. I love their eyeshadows. So pigmented, so lasting, beautiful, doesn't crease. I am in it. Another palette I really love this month is by BH Cosmetics. This is the Ultimate Matte 42 Color Shadow Palette. So I got this palette from my local TJ Maxx, and right after I got this, Juicy Jazz got it, so I did get it first. I did not copy her, but I love this palette. It is just perfect for all seasons. You could do any look with this palette for any season. I love that it has a lot of cool tone neutral shades and then these pops of color. Beautiful. When I used this in my first impressions video, I was just that. I was highly impressed. Nothing was super chalky. Nothing was like creasing. All of them were easy to use. The only thing I would say was that these cream shades over here that I used in that video, it did take a while to, what's the word? It did take a while to build up to the poppy cream shade that I wanted, but that's on me, that's not on the shadow. So we have a few primers to talk about. The first one I want to talk about is my favorite primer water and setting spray. I have been using nothing but this month. This is by Rimmel London. It is the Stay Matte Fix and Go 2-in-1 primer and setting spray. So Rimmel London has never intrigued me. I've never really been like hypnotized by it or wanted to dive into it, but I decided to pick up a few products by them and this was one of them, and I am so happy I did, y'all, because this is amazing. It feels so refreshing as a primer water. It even feels more refreshing as a setting spray. It really makes your makeup like sink into your skin. You don't look powdery whatsoever. This is what I use to prep and set my face every single time I do my makeup. Y'all also know I'm a huge judge when it comes to the spritzers, and this one is beautiful. It also has like a clean cucumber scent and I love it. It's not overpowering, it's nice. And then another one by Rimmel I've been loving is this Rimmel London Lasting Finish Breathable Primer. I tried this out along with that primer water in the same video, and in that video I wasn't a huge fan, but I think that was because my skin wasn't in its best place. I've been trying out some new products that kind of made my skin bad. It was really bad, y'all. But I got my skin back to a good place. I tried this out again and I love it. It definitely gives you a nice even base to work on. I wouldn't say it's super pore filling, but it makes your skin look very smooth. The last primer I want to talk about is an interesting one that I didn't think I was going to love. So this is by e.l.f. This is the Jelly Pop Dew Primer. So I was so happy I found this. I know this has been out since like summer, and I was so happy that I finally found it at an Ulta. And when I tried this out, I was kind of like on the in-between until I found out what worked for me. So what I will do with this product is, of course, I will use a primer water first, and then I apply this, because this is basically a jelly. When they say a jelly pop, it is a jelly. It is like hair gel on your face. And what I use this as is basically a base to really make my primer and my foundation stick. So I will always use this as a first base, and then I will put my favorite primer on top, and it just does wonders for my foundation. Which brings me to my favorite hit of the month of October would be the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Foundation and Concealer. Y'all, when I say that this is amazing, it's amazing. This looks flawless and beautiful on my skin. So I am in the shade Vienna in the foundation and number 19 in the concealer. The shade Vienna is my perfect match. When I tried this out in the video, I mentioned that I've been trying really hard to find better shade matches when it comes to foundation, because I usually find too dark or too yellow. This is perfect for me. My face is really pink. My neck is white. This matches perfectly to my neck. So I was really happy that for once I did a good job. And then the number 19 in the concealer is just perfect. This is like ginormo, but it is so creamy, so moisturizing, so, oh, it's so good. This blends out like a dream. The only thing I will say about the foundation is less is more. This is super full coverage. I have still not found my happy place when it comes to how much to put on. I still put on way too much, which I'm not complaining because I'm a full coverage queen. But less is more with this, so just be, just be wary of that. And I love blending that out with my new favorite sponge. This is by Wet n Wild. It's dirty because I just did my makeup. This is Wet n Wild's face sponge. Y'all, this sponge is it. This has replaced my Total Face Sponge by e.l.f. This is just so soft, so bouncy. I feel like e.l.f. has reformulated their Total Face Sponge because I picked up a new one and I tested it out. And I wasn't the biggest fan. Maybe just because now I'm comparing it to that sponge. But that one's not having a seizure, I swear. That Wet n Wild sponge is a dream. I went back to the same Walmart because my local Walmart doesn't have them. That one I picked up at a Walmart about 25 minutes away from me, and I drove all the way there and I cleared them out. I have that sponge in bulk and I love it. Let's talk about some eyebrow products because I have actually been loving something that I think if y'all have been watching me for a while, you're going to be shocked about. So I have started doing something new to my brows. I have started outlining them with a pencil. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know that I typically do not like brow pencils in the slightest. I am a brow pomade girl, but I tried out this LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil and I am in love. This little pencil is super, super thin, but it is also super, super pigmented. So I wanted more definition to my brows. I wanted them just a little bit sharper, and I feel like I have finally achieved what I've been wanting. So I will use this to outline my brow, and then I still do go in with my Makeup Obsession brow pomade to fill it in. And then I will set it with my favorite product, the Rimmel London Brow This Way Brow Styling Gel. Why did I just say it like that? Gel. Brow gel. God, I'm a Texan. This brow gel, y'all, has been a dream. So I love the wand that it's not super, super thin. I hate small wands, even for brows. I hate it. But this is beautiful. It's so pigmented. It blends in like a dream. And then the way it sets, it doesn't make your brows like hard, but it keeps them in place. But that is it for my October hits. So now let's move on to the misses, and then we will dive into my October Ipsy products. So we only have 3 misses from October. The first one being by Rimmel London. This is the Stay Matte Soft Matte Concealer. So this claims that it is full coverage. I have to disagree. I think this is super, super light coverage. Barely any coverage in the slightest, to be honest. This just did not work for me. A lot of product doesn't even come off on the little bitty doe foot they give you. It was very yellowy. And then even when you blend it out, like look, when you blend it out, when you put some on your hand, like that doesn't even look full coverage. And then when you blend it out, it goes to nothing. It goes to nothing. It's super drying. It doesn't feel moisturizing in the slightest, which was really disappointing because I was really on a roll with Rimmel when I was trying out those products in that video. The next 2 products would have to be ties for the worst products of October. They are both powders. You know what I'm talking about if you've been watching my channel. So one is by Makeup Obsession. This is the Pure Bake Transparent Baking Powder. This gave me such awful white cast, especially when I go back and look at that video. I'm like, why the hell did you do that to your face? This, y'all, literally looks like baking powder in the jar. This gives you such flashbacks, such white cast. I was so disappointed because I love Makeup Obsession products, but this was not it. The other one I had tried out before that, which I thought Makeup Obsession was going to save the day, it didn't. It just further ruined it. But the other one was this Makeup Revolution Translucent Setting Powder. The packaging is beautiful. I was really happy to get this and test it out. And even when you open it up though, it's a mess. These both were just way too white. They were too finely milled. They gave me horrible white cast and flashback. And this one was really, really disappointing because the Makeup Revolution one is talc free and it's the claims no flashback. Like literally it says no flashback on the container. Makeup Revolution, you lying. You lied to me. But this was just super disappointing. I love trying out new setting powders. I love when I find me a new one, but those weren't it, honey. Okay, so without further ado, let's move on to my new segment, which are my Ipsy hits and misses. So I do talk about what I did and did not enjoy in my Ipsy videos, so I'm still trying to figure out how to do this part of my hits and misses. Right off the bat, 2 products I can tell you I did not like, one being from my Glam Bag Plus and one being from my Glam Bag Ultimate. The first one is by Trustique. This is the All Over Starlight Powder Stick in Ultraviolet. So this was the product I received in my Glam Bag Plus, and this product is okay. It's very duochrome, like a magenta, pink, and white. Let me just do this. So that is what it looks like. It just looks a little chalky to me, and then when I did apply it on my face with my highlighting brush, it was just too purple and too ethereal. I'm still going to keep it in my collection because I could see me using this for like an ethereal look or like a Halloween look, but for everyday wear, I would never pick this up. Alright, and my other miss is from my Glam Bag Ultimate. This is by the brand Lock Color. This is the Unicorn Glow Lawn Wear Primer. This is one of these travel size products that they sent to me, and this didn't do anything for my skin, honestly. It did nothing for my pores. It did nothing for smoothness. If anything, it made me look a little too shiny, almost on the verge of greasy. I do want to mention 2 skincare products that I loved that Ipsy sent to me last month. The first one is by Dr. Brandt Skincare, and I'll insert a picture right here. It is the Microdermabrasion Age Defying Exfoliator. I love exfoliating my skin. My only problem is a lot of exfoliators can be too harsh, especially for me. I have combination sensitive skin. This one is beautiful. It has tiny, tiny little beads. It exfoliates beautifully. They say to use it 1 to 2 times per week. I usually do it twice. And I just love it. It has made the biggest difference, especially where my large pores are. The other skincare item is by the brand BioRace, and this is their Leo Hydrating Treatment Serum. This is beautiful. I feel like it has really hydrated my skin. What I personally do is I like to mix it in with the moisturizer at the end of my skincare routine, and I feel that that is what best works for me. If you're interested in seeing the other products that I liked from my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus and Glam Bag Ultimate, the link to that video will be down in the description box. But that is it for my October hits and misses, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I cannot wait for next month. I have already been testing out a bunch of new stuff. I'm looking in my new basket, and y'all, it's already full. We have a ton of new products all ready to try, so November is going to be a good one. But thank you so much for watching. I love you, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.